Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night!
To infinity and beyond!
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep!
It's morphin' time!
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
What are you smiling about? Dude, I almost had you.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I am king of Wakanda.
I am Groot.
I am Iron Man.
I am William Wallace.
I am Batman!
This is the Poi and Soy podcast.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Welcome back to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here with the boys of Poi N Soy on our post-credits segment. Post-credits is the segment where we go through movies, TV, entertainment, and all the good stuff in between. I am your co-host, Colin Chang, and with me today is my friend, Keone McKee. Just Keone today. Jalen's a little busy, but say what's up to the crowd, Keone.
What's up, you fuckers?
Well, we got a lot of news nuggets to get through today, but before we get to that, we got to give a big shout out to our partners at W Energy, our favorite energy supplement coming in powdered forms, beautiful tubs, delicious flavors. Whether you're gaming, working out, errands, chores, W's got your back. It'll get you through the day. So go to w.gg or the app W Energy and use the promo code Poi N Soy, POINSOY for 10% off your order. Not only supporting them as a business, you're supporting us as content creators, and we appreciate you all for it. All right, let's get down to business. So, starting off, we gotta, huh? No, what?
I said like Mulan.
Okay.
You said let's get down to business.
Okay, is that a racial joke or?
Yeah, because you're Chinese.
You are
At
too.
least I said what you are. You know?
You're right.
Yeah.
Starting off, the box office for last weekend worldwide, Superman opened to 217 million.
Yeah.
Over the last, I think, 3 or 4 days, it gained like another, I want to say 35 million just from the Monday to Wednesday. Thursday, I haven't seen today yet. But clearing its budget. We have released our review. So for those of you who have not seen the movie or have seen the movie or are interested to see what we thought about it, go check out the review. Keone, what do you think about the box office opening for Superman?
I guess it's not surprising. I want to say that like for a majority of people, especially like I've asked like my friends who from here about like what they thought about the movies, like specifically like Kahale, I asked him about it. Well, he actually made a comparison that I thought was pretty interesting. Ironically, I was going to see what Jay thought, but he's not here, obviously. But I guess I'll see what your thoughts are if you have any prior knowledge. But he kind of said that it reminded him a lot of like the old cartoons, but in a good way, because there was so much, obviously with the characters and then just sort of how it played out with everything. There was so much like
it was really comic booky.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair assessment. So like I said, I think I said it during the review as well, that I found the movie entertaining. It just was like a different tone than what I wanted to see. Especially because I know James Gunn's product beforehand, you know what I mean? Like the Guardians of the Galaxy was fantastic, but there was also still like some great story beats in there, even with all the comedic stuff. I just felt like it didn't hit the mark with that, but I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people just want to go, maybe it's with the kids, maybe it's to take a break. I feel like that's the thing with this one is just there was a lot more like family, even though there's a lot of swearing and stuff, but I was just like family friendly content where people can kind of get together and enjoy it together. So not surprising.
Yeah. I would assume that it's probably going to make another grip this weekend, the second weekend opening, right? It's not really going to get too much competition until the following week where Fantastic Four is coming out. But you already know we're about to come at you with that review too.
And the tickets are booked.
Yeah. I would say also, looking at a lot of the, random people just record in the movie theater and release the scenes on Twitter and whatnot. Watching some of the scenes where people are kind of quoting like this scene was a lot more heartfelt. After watching it, they're right, but I also think that we discussed a big point in our review. We won't get into it too much, but the movie was very fast paced, where there was a lot of things that you didn't get allowed to realize, I guess, in the first viewing. So I would definitely say I'm still standing true with what I rated my movie viewing of it.
Me too, definitely.
But I do think that there were a lot more detailed parts that probably just needed some breathing room.
Yeah, I mean we agreed on that pretty easily. Yeah.
Moving on to the next news nugget. Robert Eggers' next movie will be called Werewolf. Obviously, he has a very specific style, taste, and he is also becoming one of those directors who has a specific roster that he likes to bring onto his cast. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, and I believe I read also Lily Rose Depp are signed on to be in his next film, Werewolf. Regardless of what people thought of Nosferatu, they did say that Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe played magnificently on screen. Lily Rose Depp probably still working through some things, but there must be something there in order for Robert Eggers to believe that he can bring her on to this cast as well for one of his tentpole movies. Keone, what do you think about these castings?
I think it's pretty fantastic. I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of gonna give Robert Eggers the pass on anything that he does, just because, like, I don't know. I feel like most of the movies he's done thus far have been like wildly entertaining, very damn good movies. So
very niche.
And especially with this one, I feel like that's a great shout or for a cast, especially for a werewolf movie. I don't know why. Something about that entire group right there just makes sense, especially when it comes to the tone that I'm sure he's going to have for his movie. Yeah, love it. I was like, can't wait to see it, honestly.
Now, do you think that this is going to be something a little divisive? Because obviously, Lily Rose Depp's performance, maybe the writing was there, maybe the acting was there, but she just wasn't the right actress to play what was performed there. Aaron Taylor Johnson, we kind of know what we're getting from him. Willem Dafoe, clearly we know what we're getting from him. Is there any sort of hesitation with him bringing her, at least, onto this cast?
I guess I'm like, I'm not a fan of her, so I can't say that. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to be more like, I guess I'm just more positive with how it was, how she portrayed everything. I didn't hate her performance. I feel like she can be solid. It's just going to take some, I mean, she was thrown into some pretty big projects right off the rip. I mean, I can't even recall if she like really started with anything smaller
she
before.
Did. And that's why I'm like, well, because I know that there was, so her and I believe Kevin Smith's daughter are good friends.
Okay.
So I remember, I want to say back in the 2010s at some point, they were doing kind of just small movies, maybe created or written by Kevin Smith. So that's when I first was like, oh, hey, Johnny Depp's daughter. Cool. I forgot what the movie was called. It was a very funky movie, very Kevin Smith-esque. You know what I mean? She didn't really do too much. She just played like a teenager, like a typical teenager. So I know that she's been around doing roles here and there. And now so I guess in a sense, for what you're saying, she did get dropped into a big portion of it.
Yeah. I mean, from teenager to that's kind of a big leap,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's the same thing that we kind of, I mean, not saying that she's a great actress, but she did get better over time in Kristen Stewart. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people hated her when she first jumped on the screen. You know what I mean?
Granted, I feel like a lot of her people saying that she wasn't a good actress is because it was Twilight, where it's, hey, we need you to play this kind of emo
actress.
Well,
it was the that stuff where it's just like always in pain. Like, are you happy or sad? Taking a dump? What's going on? like literally couldn't tell with her. Like she was pretty bad at Twilight.
I would say because you grew up in the same time as me. We saw some of the younger movies she was in, and she never acted like that. And what was that?
Like Zathura or
Zathura. She was also in that one movie with like the three kids that were doing the heist. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I mean,
though.
like, there was such that weird portion of her acting career where
I know, but
she was fine, kid actor, and then all of a sudden, this is what you adapted to.
Like, you're just kid actor. Like, how much acting you got to do as a kid? You know, you're just playing a kid. You're basically playing yourself. Then it's like Zathura. She was just like douchey older sister.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're really stretching the old imagination there. It's pretty much just somebody having to act like themselves for the most part. But I mean, to go full circle back to Lily Rose Depp, I mean, honestly, I'll give her another one. If this one is terrible afterward, you know, clearly he sees something in her that he enjoys. Maybe it's just sort of the Scream Queen thing where her face looks like a certain appeal for this kind of deal. I mean, who knows? But if she's terrible after this one, then, you know, then we could start being like, all right,
fair enough.
Done with her already.
Fair enough. The next news nugget. This is more of kind of just a little quote from James Gunn himself regarding the DCU moving forward. He says that everything is building towards a big event, and it's not what everyone thinks it will be. If people watch the next season of Peacemaker, they'll start seeing where a lot of these things are going. We watched the first season of Peacemaker. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was really fun.
Agreed.
I'm very excited to see John Cena return to that role again for this next season. This will be somehow jumping into the new DCU. To be determined how they're going to kind of pull that off, as technically the last season was a part of the old regime. But I think we can safely say probably not going dark side. Probably not going that route for this purpose of the DCU, or at least for this, you know, quote unquote phase, for lack of a better term. Do you have any ideas or theories of what you think that the first slate of DCU will be kind of inching towards?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super versed in the DC world. This should have been one where we had Jay, maybe, you know. God, that would have been fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of pretty big storylines. Like obviously, like the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing is something that
that's gonna take forever to do.
I don't know why that spiked, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why Crisis, that would be like a whole further one down the line. So if he's saying it's not gonna, you know, be something like that right away, geez, I mean, we've already done the Batman Superman thing, so, you know, that would be weird if we went there. I don't think
that would be the right idea.
I mean, I doubt he would also, you know, just come up with his own timeline, storyline deal. I mean, he could, but like some sort of iteration of another storyline just seems like it would be the safest way to go about it.
I feel like it's got to be something intergalactic. Like James Gunn, like he's just. Do
you think it's going to go that high up, right away?
Well, I mean, you got Superman being introduced. You got Superman being introduced. You got Supergirl being introduced. Lobo's being introduced. All from another world. Batman technically is supposed to be introduced at some point. Who knows what Batman or where this Batman will be at in his career. You kind of bring into, you know, certain mystic things, because obviously Ra's al Ghul is going to be a part of this, since he has Damian Wayne.
Like that would be something I would want to see, is like something more like that. Like I would love to see like more of a team up of the villains, or maybe we
also have Green Lantern coming, so you know it has to span past Earth.
Could just be what is Green Lantern's, the yellow guy? What is his? That
Sinestro.
Sinestro, you know what I mean? Something simple like that would be pretty easy to pull off, I feel like. But yeah, there's a lot of like weird, but I feel like once you start getting to like even the Sinestros of the world, like you're going pretty powerful right off the rip. So I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
That's always been the plight of the DC universe, though, by the way. Like, I feel like that's the hardest part about it, is like you make them all gods. It's kind of hard to just fight any of them. You know what I mean? You can't just have like some street level, like, I mean, I guess you could have like Joker come in, but like even Joker feels like he'd be a little too dark for like the version of Superman that we've already gone through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Like a crazy one where Joker killed like Lois Lane or something, like some kind of, you know what I mean? Like there'd be like some wild stuff like that.
Sheesh. You think they're gonna go the Injustice route?
I was like, Injustice would be cool because that's what I was thinking of. But I was kind of like, no, there's no way they would do that. If he did go Injustice, though, that would be dope. I'm just saying, Injustice would be dope.
That would take a lot of balls.
Whoa, that would be dope if he did go there. Oh, that would be so dope.
Anyway.
Like, okay, Superman was good.
You got us. The next news nugget we got. Legend of Zelda has been announced as coming out with a live action, part of the Nintendo brand. They have just cast Link and Zelda. Now, I'm going to name this actor and this actress, but you're not really going to know who they are unless for some reason you just happen to watch one of their products before. Benjamin Evan Ainsworth will be cast as Link, and Bo Bragazon will be cast as Zelda. Never really heard of them. I know that I believe Bo, she's been a part of stage plays over across the pond. Benjamin, I think he's had some small roles here and there in certain projects.
I hated him.
From
one of the hunting shows.
Oh, I think it was Bly Manor.
Bly Manor. Oh yeah, I hated him in Bly Manor.
Huh, perfect. Well, he's going to be your hero in this movie.
Yeah, I know. No, he's a great actor because he makes you hate him. But yeah.
So these two have now officially been cast. There really has not been much announced for this other than that. You're going to have to eventually cast someone as Ganondorf, maybe someone a little bit with more notoriety. My main question to you, Keone, we saw what they were able to do with quote-unquote live-action Super Mario movie, bringing that to life from Nintendo. Big hit, fantastic film. Now we have Legend of Zelda, which will be live-action, coming to the big screen. Is it a wise decision to put two actors who aren't really known into an IP that you have to get right? Because there is a very big following for this game and this franchise. And if you don't just put anyone in there, you got to put someone that's actually going to crush the roles.
I mean, one, I know that the kid himself is really good. I've never seen the girl before, so I can't really comment on her acting, prowess. But as far as him, he was really, really good. I saw him in something else. I just can't recall what the other thing was. But I do recall him from Bly Manor. But I was going to only say that it does feel like for certain IPs or certain worlds, there's like a much more forgiving fan base. Like I feel like sci-fi, like I guess it's if you want to what you want to call it sci-fi, but like Star Wars world, there's like very hardcore pundits. Yeah. And then when you go towards like the the superhero realm, it's like a lot of hardcore pundits. But when it comes to like the fantasy stuff, I feel like there is a little bit more forgiveness when it comes to like, even though I've heard that there is already controversy surrounding like the fact that a lot of people wanted Hunter Schafer to be like one of the people considered for the exactly.
I mean, if you're going for a long run of this IP, it makes more sense.
It makes
more sense to have the young people.
Yeah. So anyway, so there's that part of it that was kind of in there, but anyway, for the kids themselves, I just kind of feel like for this IP particularly, I feel like there will be a lot more forgiveness for them. I guess because if it was like something in the Star Wars world, there's going to be like the hardcores that like, oh, that's not even who we wanted. Whereas this one kind of feels like there'll be a lot more like family friendly.
When you really think of it, and I haven't played any of the newest one or more recent ones.
Yeah,
I haven't played since I was younger. Link and Zelda don't necessarily talk. Like it's not really like there's a blueprint on how they're like. There's like the word script that comes up in the old games when they're like talking and things like that. But there's not really like a blueprint of David Cornswell. He embodies
really
Superman.
Need to update your.
What happened?
It's just like there are so much more games where they are both definitely talk.
Oh, really? Okay. No, I really have not played in a while.
Yeah, you have.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Never mind.
All right. Don't listen to Nolan. I'm sorry.
Don't listen to me. Listen to Keone on this one.
Yeah. I was like, I only know that because all of my family plays it. Like my siblings.
Let me phrase it in that way then. In the same way, because you bring up a good point regarding how this is going to be acted out, or how there is communication, there is dialogue, there is actual personalities with the characters.
Mhm.
Do you view it the same way, where you have to find someone who, like in the vein of someone embodies Superman, like that's how that person should be acting? Is there really like a blueprint that you see from your experience then, where Link and Zelda have to have someone that embodies that, or can it be fresh young faces?
I think it actually, because I think you were on the right foot as far as like you made a good point that like really the storylines that you're familiar with, which I'm assuming is where they're going to start, like the
Mhm.
Ocarina of Time days,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
know what I mean, like Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, those things will be like the main storyline for whatever they come up with. I'm assuming because they went very young with the casting. To me, they'll be perfect for that part. You know what I mean? Like that, I think they can grow into. So as far as like what you're saying about do I envision the character being, that's farther down the road. That'll allow them to age up more. I think it'll be pretty cool to see them being in sort of like this. What I really want to see is them get the full Harry Potter treatment. You know what I mean? Let them
Mm.
be kids in this one. Let them grow older, and then eventually we'll get to the point where he's like whatever 20 something still saving this or not, I guess not saving her,
Still
kind of
saving.
saving her. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like yeah, whatever it is.
I don't know. Haven't played.
Yeah. Me neither. But yeah, so I was like, I would love to see them get that treatment. So hopefully this is like the starting point and we can kind of build on this world.
Right on. We will wait on bated breath to see if more castings come out for this IP. Next news nugget we got. Sticking in the world of video games coming to life. Or I guess technically take two of coming to life. Assassin's Creed has been
Oh.
greenlit at Netflix. Robert Patino, who was a showrunner for Westworld, and David Weiner, who was a showrunner for Halo, will serve as this show's showrunners. Keone, the movie that came out, I want to say maybe at this point 10 years ago with
Oh
Michael
god.
Fassbender, right?
I need to look it up. Please don't. Please don't be 10 years ago.
10 years
Oh
ago.
wow, it was it was 9 years ago, but yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
round it up. Or,
Oh wow, I mean, 10 years ago. Still 9 years ago. Jeez.
yeah. So the movie that did come out was not necessarily well received by the fans of the franchise.
Did you ever watch it?
I did. I remember watching it, I want to say like
Mm.
during the summer with my brother. I
I
was
did
not
not.
necessarily impressed
No.
with it.
Yeah.
I think they did change a lot of things that from the source material that really did not.
Why?
Yeah.
Like,
And
why
I don't
adapt
think
it
that
if you're not gonna?
they didn't really the fight scenes, because obviously the whole part of him being an assassin, you're supposed to have some cool moments of him just doing things. Didn't really happen too much. Didn't really happen that much. But now it's getting a full treatment on Netflix. Probably going to be 10 episodes, and you have two, I would say, more than not successful showrunners joining this project.
Gotcha.
How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, the two people that yeah, I was like, because Halo was great, wasn't widely received well, you know what I'm saying?
The second
But
season, everyone
second
said
season was better, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all things told, I mean, I feel like you can't really go wrong if you just tell it the way that it's supposed. Like, that's my only worry is like with Halo, that showrunner, they kind of took liberties where they shouldn't have, you know what I mean? And that's what made the first season pretty hard to watch, especially as a hardcore Halo fan. I think that if they go that direction, then they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Just look at the blueprint of like The Last of Us. Like, I know a lot of people are hating on season 2, but as somebody who actually played the game and enjoyed the show thoroughly,
no, that's true.
just stick to the source material. Like, it's not hard if you just do that. You don't have to get super creative with the show. Are people already going to know what's going to happen? Sure, but like, go back to the original. Like, is it Enzio? No, that might have been the second one. what was his first name? The first one was because I played them. The first assassin, his name was
I don't remember.
Altair or something like. Anyway, I was like, go back to that original storyline, start there, flesh out the story. Like, there's so many cool stories to tell, especially because all of the stories have to do with some pivotal point in history. Like, let those characters drop in there like they kind of do within the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's always the coolest part of these is like my favorite one was like the Assassin's Creed where they were in the American Revolutionary War.
Oh, okay.
That was like my favorite one because like then you just randomly like, oh hi, I'm Ben. It's just like Ben, and it's just like Benjamin Franklin. It's like, oh, it's just like, oh, that's cool.
Shit.
Yeah, like it was cool because they did that sort of stuff. Do that. Like, don't have to get fancy with it. Just drop those in there, make it fun. Yes, yeah. I'd be down with it.
Damn. Like, could you imagine though? They could literally go season if it survives,
right?
Season to season.
Right?
I know they have the pirate one. They had one during like I think it was a Spaniard one, and then that would have been
like that. You just drop the characters. Like, how cool would that be? Just like 100 years further into the future, next season. Like, that'd be super cool.
I'd be for that. I'm down to see it. I think I've only actually played one.
They mess up. They start off in like the dinosaurs. It's just like, all right,
it's the caveman.
Or no, it's like a guy like on a dinosaur.
What?
He like takes out the blade and just like on the neck.
Yeah,
like...
but dinosaur brains are small, so it would miss.
No, in the neck.
Oh, well, you never know.
I was like, how big do you think the blade is?
I don't know what dinosaur we're talking about. We're talking about a raptor? We're talking about T-Rex? What are we going on, huh? Anywho, there were no humans on fire.
You are not going to survive the zombie apocalypse if you think the brain is in the neck.
You didn't say neck. You just went.
I said in the neck.
I didn't hear you say. Okay, I didn't hear you say neck.
In the brain? I'm like, what?
I didn't hear you say neck, okay? My bad.
It's like, I am not picking you for my zombie apocalypse team.
Hey, we have history, bro.
We'll see what that VR video looks like. You better be standing there.
God, 10 toes, 10.
I just imagine, like, I think you're doing that, but you're like,
like auto locks for me. Nolan, you're OP.
It's like his character is peeing.
What? Yeah, it was realistic.
All right, anyway. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are going off on a tangent because that's what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
The next news nugget, another, I don't want to say reboot, reimagining, a live action, and it was ironic that you sent me the post yesterday. A live action Captain Planet series is in the works at Netflix. Leonardo DiCaprio and Greg Berlanti will executive produce this series with their production companies.
Leo,
how we feeling?
How Leo? You gonna executive produce this? Like, what?
Probably just smacking his name on it because he likes the IP, but
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, what a random thing to attach your name to. I mean, that's exciting. It would be, honestly, I definitely wouldn't want to see him acting in it. That'd be really weird. But
as Captain Planet,
we'll be very curious to see the tone of that one because, as we know, the first one was pretty cheesy, just a lot of fun 90s, or 80s or 80s, 90s, whatever the years were for that show. But yeah, a lot of cheese. Not sure how that's going to fit in today's, ecosystem of movies.
Are we going like 2017 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers vibes? You know
that's
what I mean?
I'm saying, like,
gotta update.
I don't know, because I'm like, I can't imagine, like, if it'd be more, I guess there's an interesting route where they go, like, full-blown superhero route, but, like, I feel like that would be, like, very not in the, like, it would just basically be using the name in that sense, you know what I mean? But there's a cool route where they could make it a elemental superhero thing, you know what I mean? So.
That'd be sick.
That'd be cool,
That'd be sick. Yeah.
With that said,
I'm
it's probably not
interested
going to be that. It'll be like a whole cheese fest and it'll star like
yeah, and it'll just
yeah.
like one season and then never
Yeah.
see it again.
starring Pedro
But they
Pascal
tried.
as Captain Planet.
They brought Don Cheadle in to play Captain Planet.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Is that Mad TV? No. Or was that
I don't
Saturday
remember what it
night?
was.
Yeah,
It might have been
one-
Mad TV.
I feel like
Yeah, it
it's
was
Mad
Mad.
TV. Yeah, it had to be.
If you guys
Like,
haven't seen it, go look up Don Cheadle, Captain Planet. You'll see what we see. The next news nugget we got, Zach Krager, who is coming out currently with his next movie, Weapons, also the director of Barbarian. Or at least Barbarian was a very big cult following for horror film. Weapons is being looked at as following in the same footsteps. He is directing the new Resident Evil movie that will be coming out. When asked about how he's kind of approaching this, he says, I'm definitely not trying to be completely obedient to the lore of the games. I'm trying to tell a story that feels authentic to the experience you get when you play the games. Given that we've had so many Resident Evil tries, and he's coming out now saying that it's not going to necessarily be too stuck on what the source material is, but he wants to have that same experience. Are we on board? Do we feel like this is a good opportunity to bring new life into the Resident Evil movie, or is it just someone who's like, I can make a zombie world with characters named Leon and Chris, I can do that? Or do we think that he's actually going to hit it out of the park, bring in a lot of the source material, bring in a lot of the characters or the specific infected that you do see in the video games?
So he said the lore is going to be different, or what is he saying?
He said, I'm not trying to completely be obedient to the lore of the games.
I'd be curious to see if he's going to just take the route of like completely fresh story within the Resident Evil universe. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just another group of survivors within the same world.
Fighting the Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, you know, I'm not saying that's necessarily like a great route to go down. But I will also give him the sort of extra added layer of like the movies that have gone down that route and followed it the lore heavily haven't been great, you know? Like we've seen them come and go. A lot of them kind of just came through and nobody even batted an eye. Like I think you and I probably have talked about this maybe maybe it was you and I, but that we were kind of fans of like the original movies, but like they were like fun. Yeah,
it was like little. They didn't. I think it's because the first one was so far removed with what the original games were that it was like you already dropped in this world where it's like, oh, it's the Resident Evil world, Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah,
I forgot what the specific the main infected boss in the first movie. It's like, oh, he's from the game. Cool. Like that's the little Easter eggs they would drop in.
Welker? No, was
no. The one with like the is it a liquor? Or
oh,
yeah.
I got you.
Where they drop in these kind of Easter eggs where you're like, I played the games, I know what this is, cool.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went off the rails in
That's
its
a really
own
good
tangent.
point. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, do we want
like a superhero
another
version of a girl? Like, Alice.
She was
She was like
she was
a
like a
clone
superhero.
All these other things.
What the heck it was?
She was like Neo, and then she was like it was like this whole weird. I mean, I guess if to put it, I guess in a more direct sense, like I would love for it to be just like an adaptation of like the Resident Evil games that are like in that sort of same simple mind frame of like maybe it's just a reporter going to like this, like honestly, like my favorite one was Resident Evil 4, I believe, with Leon going into like the creepy village thing. But I would love for it to just be sort of like that, like a simple,
I feel like that's
one going into a world.
The best one.
Yeah, it definitely
or widely
is.
considered the best one. Yeah,
I mean, from a game / just, I feel like then they started going too heavy into like the action stuff after that, and before that it was a little too slow. You know what I mean? That one was like the perfect balance. So I feel like just in general, I would love for it to be just like sort of a follow one character, but not like a superhero, whatever. Just make them be a normal person navigating this world. Maybe they don't know about the infected. Maybe it's before the full blown, infestation, but like that's what I want to see. So I think he could do it. You know, he doesn't have to be like fully into the whole like this character's in there and Leon's there and like he could just go a completely different route with it.
Yeah. I do want him to bring a lot of the realism into it, where it's like, you got like 7 bullets. Like, go find something or conserve those shots, brother.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
But yeah,
we need a new one, bro. We need a new one.
I'm excited to see.
I'm
what
missing
he does
those
with
days of us playing Dead Space. Like we need something like that again.
That thing is terrifying, and I love it.
I know, I love it so much.
Today is just a day based off of video games. If you haven't noticed,
yeah, I was about to say,
the next news nugget we got is Street Fighter has cast. Forgive me if I mispronounce his name. Vidyut Jamwal cast as Dalsim in the live-action Street Fighter film. They showed a picture of him. He doesn't look like what you would think the character looks like. So I don't know if they're gonna like youth-wise look him, or they're gonna prosthetic him up to make him look like it. But he looks like he can play the part. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Maybe I'm just being kind of racist. I was like, was that the guy that everybody supposedly was like? He was like one of those guys that everybody was like, oh, he could be the next Wolverine. That's
I don't
not the
think
guy.
so.
There's like an Indian actor that's like very well known. He's like there,
Yeah,
like,
I know who you're talking about.
action star. Yeah. But he was like,
he's definitely older than this guy that we just.
No homo. That's a good looking dude. I don't know how Dalsim is gonna be this dude, because this dude is jacked. I was like, Dalsim is a lot skinnier in the game. So.
Skinnier, older, bald, white beard.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, that'll be a whole take on him. But I mean, all things told, I mean, it feels like the way the cast is going, they're definitely going a very particular route. So I think Jay kind of hit it on the head where he said like they're probably going to cast somebody very good looking for like the Cassie character. Like it seems like they're just going sort of the aesthetic route. Like let's just get all these jacked dudes and throw them into a Street Fighter movie. I'm just going to be very curious what the story is going to be like, because like even like the original one was kind of weird, right? Like it was like this like weird like, oh, I'm trying to find him and get revenge. I'm trying to find him and get revenge.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of met together, and then it was kind of like, oh, let's team up and get revenge together. Like
on the streets, fighting.
Like, I'm looking for my friend. What? He's green now. Like, yeah, it's pretty much just like a weird.
But it's gonna be. I can just imagine. Like all the old fight venues. There's gonna be one that's like at a random airport. There's gonna be one that's on the street.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so like, what is your understanding of what Street Fight? Because like Mortal Kombat is kind of like there's this tournament. They go, they fight, they protect their realm. Like, what is the Street Fighter lore? Like,
I wish I could tell you.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I feel like that's one good thing that's kind of helping them is that, like, it doesn't really matter where the story goes because you can kind of just. I mean, I'm sure there's Street Fighter.
So this is. I just pulled up an article. The games often center around a global fighting tournament organized by M. Bison, the leader of the evil organization Shadaloo, and that's kind of it. So, kind of Mortal Kombat, but just not interdimensional.
And they don't just fight to the death for their realms, because I don't even think you kill each other in that one technically, right? Isn't that more like
I don't think so. Yeah,
you knocked him out, Dan.
KO.
Is that KO? That is the one, right? Like, I always get it mixed up. Yeah.
Kind of piggybacking off it. Also, cast is another unknown actor. I don't even know if he's acted, but I think he's an actual martial artist. Maybe. Hirooki Goto will be playing E Honda. He's not as big as E Honda, but he's got I see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to get your thoughts on that. We got 2 more main core characters to the game, to the franchise cast.
I did see him. I mean, makes sense. He looks like it. I also think it's a crying shame that they didn't maybe go get like an actual sumo wrestler. Like, I feel like that would have been cool. Like maybe somebody who's a little more famous in Japan. Also would have loved to see the guy from there's like a Netflix series based in Japan that's about sumo wrestling. I forgot what the actual name was. It might actually just be called Sumo, but I watched that show. Really enjoyed his performance. Thought that would have been also a cool shot to put him in there. Just looked at it real quick. He's a professional wrestler, so
Okay.
maybe they wanted him to be able to move and groove. And,
yeah.
So that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I kind of felt like that's the route they should have gone anyway. Get more martial artists, less just faces, because
Yeah.
if you're going to watch a movie like this, you're just imagining action. That's what I want to see. So I can only imagine that like one guy is going to be in it that's like in every action movie. It's like I want to say he's like Jamaican. He's like the capoeira master guy. He always has like the dreads, and he's like a black dude.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm
I know what
saying?
you're talking about. He was
yeah,
in Never Back
every
Down,
movie.
wasn't he?
Think so. He was also like Baraka and like that other Mortal Kombat whatever short. Yeah. Baraka. Yeah, that guy. That's how he said it. That's how Michael Jai White said it. Baraka. He said code name Baraka.
We'll get to a little bit more on Mortal Kombat in a bit, but our last news nugget. This one is, I don't know how I feel about it, and I want to get your take on it because I think that the last iteration we had was fantastic and underappreciated. Seemingly, a new Dredd movie will be coming out, and set to direct it is Taika Waititi. There's the initial like Taika, and then there's
there's like the Love and Thunder.
Then there's but because we've seen, I would say, I think I've seen everything that Taika's done. Whether it was Jojo Rabbit, what was it? The Hunt for the Wilderness
People. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly the Thor movies, What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know how I feel about the possibility of a Dredd project being campy or too humor-filled. The original, it had the 80s camp to it, so it was kind of, you give it a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of go into the most recent one with Carl Urban, where it was not campy and it was just straight murderous and dark and ominous. And then we get announcement that Taika is now doing this. How do you feel? Do you feel like this is going to be something? Because so far he has not done anything that isn't in a Taika vein. Do we feel like he can do that with this?
I mean, I guess there's a world where he's like a huge fan of like the original and wants to pay homage to it.
I agree.
I don't know. It's funny because with that said, I'm not entirely against the idea of it being campy because, I mean, the initial version of it was, created to be that way, like where it's just sort of like super cop. That's, I mean, he's not necessarily comedic, but he's like very stoic, and it's kind of like this. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's not like something that would be. Yeah, exactly. Like the idea of it is pretty. You know what I mean? Like even the judges, like how they're like, we're the judge. What is it? The judge, jury, and execution. Yeah. So like the idea of it is pretty ridiculous as it is. I do feel like there is a world though where I'm like, he might go to that point where like there's like maybe like that one, like I don't know why this is a trope, and I'm not fat shaming or anything, but like there's gonna be like that one that doesn't fit his suit, maybe, you know what I mean? Like there's like that one judge that's like maybe just, I feel like that's something Taika would do, and he just like kind of shows up and he's
then
like,
he just
guarantee,
turns around, like, I feel like you guys are judging me.
Yeah, I guarantee the melt stick lady will be in there 100%.
The melt
from Thor, from Thor the Ragnarok, melt stick lady, his little what's his name's the Grandmaster's like number 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
she's
lady.
like in all his movies anyway. Like, so I feel like she'll definitely be like a judge, but she might be like the one that's like, you forgot to do your paperwork, like, and then it's just like this weird like thing where I don't know. Like, I could see a world where it's probably campy, but to be honest, I don't really take the Judge world that seriously anyway. And then like Judge Dredd, the last one, obviously went a completely different direction, so I can understand that. I think there's a way that he could do it where it's still like action packed, like maybe it's a little more bloody and all this other stuff, but it can also be a little bit funny.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have any qualms with that. Yeah.
But I agree
But
with you though. I feel like it will be hard for him to like tone it down. So if he can tone it down, there's a perfect balance that he could strike if he does it right. I mean, we saw him. Well, I guess yeah, you're right. Like even Hunt for the Wilderness People was kind of like, but like, gosh, I can't remember the name of the other movie. It was like the other movie with like the younger kids. But that was like
Jojo
in
Rabbit?
New Zealand. No.
Oh no. Okay. I can't think of it either.
That one had its beats, is what I'm trying to say.
I know
like it had its emotional beats. It was really, really like a really solid, like little indie film type of feel. So I feel like if he strikes that balance, he can do it really well.
Right on. We'll see if this officially comes to fruition. In years past, Taika was announced as doing a Star Wars film or writing one. Nothing's come from that. He was going to do an Akira film. That fell through. So now this is the next project he should be doing. So fingers crossed. But that'll do it for us on the News Nuggets section of our segment today. We're moving on to our trailer reviews. Now we got 3 pretty juicy ones this week. Starting off hot. Something that we've been waiting 3 years for. Stranger Things Season 5. The trailer released. You got a lot more details rather than just kind of like a teaser of Noah Schnapp screaming run into a screen. We got a little bit more going on. It seems like they're living in their post-apocalyptic town now, figuring everything out. We got a lot more imagery from Vecna coming back. Everyone seems to be going off and doing their own things. It looks like there's going to be heartbreak in this season. It's the last season, so I'm assuming there's going to be some heartbreak. But Keone, tell me some things that you saw from this trailer.
To be honest, I completely forgot where the hell we were outside of the whole like what's her name being like in a coma.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like the last thing I really, really remember. I do remember Vecna being very good. So that was one of those things where I loved the twist and who he was, and
we saw the tombstone of Eddie Munson.
Yeah,
or headstone.
Yeah, so that was also really sad to see. Obviously, remember that very cool scene with him rocking on the top of the bus or whatever it was. Yeah, so all things told, I just felt like I mentioned it in our side chat, that it's one of those things where I'm just like, we've been waiting so long, like I can't even really be super hyped for it. Like 3 years is a ridiculous amount of time to stay hyped for a show, and especially because now we're at that point where like shows do take kind of this long, but like this was one where I felt like they were pumping it out pretty quickly, and so everybody got used to that pace. And
do you want to know some sad information?
Go, Sam.
Since season 4, Eddie Munson, Joseph Quinn will now have premiered in Quiet Place Day 1, Gladiator 2, and The Fantastic Four before season 5 has come out.
Jeez.
Obviously, I don't think he's in it because, spoiler alert, he died in season 4. If you forgot, it's been a while, I understand, but just the fact that much of a break, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, especially like a Fantastic Four movie that probably has a lot of CGI and took forever to, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much. I mean, geez, yeah, it's ridiculous how long it has taken. Yeah, I guess with that said, if you are still following it, good for you. I'm one of those that kind of just lost interest because it's been so long.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I will also say the trailer was pretty fun, action packed. There was, like you said, I definitely can feel that there will be some hearts ripped from our chests a little bit.
Probably physically too in the show.
Like, quite literally, yeah, you're right. again, I feel like it's always been one of the better shows. It's always been consistently very good. So I'll give it that pass because we know that it's going to be good and the acting is always going to be fantastic. I guess the one thing I will say is like, I mean, from everything that we saw in the trailer, from like there's going to be like intense moments. There's like that moment where they're like underwater or something, and like something's above them, or was it like like there's those kind of moments. There's like the intense like reveal of like Vecna walking through whatever the hell that is that's ripping it in. Yeah, like there's that whole deal. There's like the actiony parts with like them burning the what is it? See, that's how long it's been. The under or the what is it called?
Upside down.
The upside down. There you go. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff. Like there's going to be those cool moments. I mean, cool, I guess, The other thing
One thing
that's
I did notice that was kind of interesting. Obviously, in the very first season, Noah Schnapp, who plays Will, was not in most of the season because they were trying to find him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Season 5, it seems like they're kind of pushing him a little more to the forefront of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is going to be kind of like a circle moment where, Eleven's still, in a sense, the main of this group?
Maybe
but
he's searching for her.
Will...
No.
Oh. No, I think they're all together, right?
yeah. It's like it.
But do you think that this is kind of their way of writing it in as Will just coming? There's a reason why he was taken originally, or whatever it could be.
Yeah, that would be a cool full circle moment. I mean, I feel like they definitely have had enough time to really flesh this out. The other wild part about this is like, was it just Millie Bobby Brown? Because I can't like Millie Bobby, maybe what's his name, the Red Guardian guy, but like, did anybody else really have anything else going on in the last 3 years? Like, there wasn't like a lot of.
Was in the 2 Ghostbuster movies. Technically, Sadie Sink did like The Whale and has been in a couple things here and there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right.
I mean, but either way, I don't know what 3 years for.
3 years,
for it's a lot. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of those shoots take like 2 or 3 months.
The fact check that I saw: 34 episodes, 9 years.
Jeez.
You used to get 23 in 1 year.
Yeah. So
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I mean, just all things told, like I think the biggest, most jarring part about this is like you get to the end of the trailer and it's like Thanksgiving, and then it's like New Year's Eve. And I'm like, bro, like even that, like I gotta wait all the way until I understand it from a viewership standpoint. You know what I mean? That makes sense. It's the time when everybody's home for the holidays, but like from like a fan standpoint, like we've already been waiting this long. Feels like. Geez, we gotta wait all until Christmas time. I might not even care by then.
I think it's mainly just to avoid churning with streaming services.
Yeah, probably. So, yeah.
Anyways, we are excited, but like I'm not in a rush to see it because at this point I've waited so long.
Given that, we'll probably review it. Like that's how long. It's crazy because I feel like one of our first shows was us reviewing this.
It was.
Like, yeah, that's
it was.
wild.
I specifically have a memory of us talking about it and where my desk was at Shal's place, and it was like the first iteration of the office use. And yeah. Anyway, the next trailer we got Tron Ares. I was not really sure what to expect from this, but it was a pretty cool trailer. They give a lot more information. Where Evan Peters is, I guess you could say, a tech genius. And he's learned how to bring in digital counterparts, humanize them, make them real creatures to fight for mankind. For the armies to use them because they're disposable. You lose one, they die. You can remake another one. And it gets kind of you get the foreshadowing of you don't have full control of these. How are you supposed to have control? And they're all Jared Leto's. And of course, there's one program of Jared Leto that just wants to be human. He wants to live, and he goes off and he's trying to do his thing. And you get this incorporation of the two worlds colliding, and they're all hunting down that program. We get to see Jeff Bridges returning to his role. Keone, what did you think of this trailer?
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty hyped just off that initial like teaser trailer with just the light bike already by itself. Just understanding now where they're going with it, I think it's so dope, bro. Like, again, loved the first Tron. I don't understand why it didn't get a sequel when it was like brand new, because I thought it was one of the coolest movies when it first came out. Like even the initial, like where he runs and jumps with the stick and then the bike comes out, like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
how was that not one of those moments that just was like so dope for you to see
Yeah.
visually, especially during that time? Like, was that not like one of the first times we
With
saw like
Daft Punk in the background. Come
yeah,
on.
exactly. It was like was that not one of the first times we got to see like the CGI face with Jeff Bridges?
Yeah,
And everybody,
the de-aging.
I'm pretty sure everybody and their mothers was in agreement that that was like one of the coolest things to see on screen. So, all things told, like my general feeling is like Tron Ares honestly would be a pretty dope movie. Like I want to see it in theaters if I'm being quite honest. Like cool IP, cool storytelling, cool visuals. Like it's just got the whole beat. The music is there. The trailer sounded really dope. Like yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for it.
Agreed.
Mhm.
We'll see how this movie turns out. We're not really going to get into it because that's not what our podcast does. There have been some things coming out and about regarding Jared Leto, so I'm hoping it's not going to completely derail this film and its possible success and or box office revenue. But we will see, because I'm definitely excited for this movie as well. The last trailer that we got today is Mortal Kombat 2. The first Mortal Kombat came out, I want to say, end of summer, fall of 2020. This was one of the first films that was doing its date and date release during the COVID era, during the pandemic. And it didn't necessarily do terrible, but it also didn't necessarily do fantastic as well. And they're coming in with their sequel. And I gotta say, this looks like a banger.
It looks like a banger, bro. Yeah,
I'm very excited for it.
Agree wholeheartedly.
There's a lot more characters being brought into it. Obviously, we have Carl Urban playing the role of Johnny Cage. There was a fun teaser they released that was kind of a faux trailer for one of Johnny Cage's films that he did with very terrible choreography, but on purpose, as well as CGI and action and choreo. But they're making it seem like Johnny Cage is going to be the main character of this movie. I wanted to ask you, is this a bait and switch? I feel like there was a lot of Johnny Cage clips, but it was all in the same areas.
It's like, and everyone knows he dies most times, if not
And
all
he
the time.
doesn't have powers.
Oh.
As voiced by Kano in the trailer.
I mean, he does technically gain powers. You know that
He does.
whole-
We had that whole thing with, Louis Tan's character Cole. A fresh, brand new character that was created for the first movie. I wasn't necessarily a fan, but I also didn't necessarily have any issues with him or his character. And he develops his powers pretty much at the climax of the movie. We
and
could
it was
see
like
the
the
same
lamest
situation.
power set ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I have battle armor and
Yeah.
forgot what
The two little weird sword things.
Sticks,
Yeah, that was
swords.
it was so lame. I was like,
Yeah.
that was the lamest. Like I thought he was gonna be like Scorpion 2.0, and then he ended up just
Yeah.
being just
he was way
battle
cooler
armor.
in Cobra Kai.
He's like, because I could take damage. I was like, lame. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. Well, good thing you can just be in front and just
Woo.
get punched.
You be the pawn then, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good point. I hadn't even thought about that, because I was thinking in my head, like, I do feel like it's a weird route to go, the Johnny being the main character thing. With that said, I guess it would make a ton of sense now, though, because as we know, most of the cast is like pretty martial arts heavy. Like all of them have some sort of background in it. Carl Urban is not that. He is the name. He's the draw. He's the character outside of, like, I feel like Hiroyuki Sanada is like a pretty big name guy too. But it maybe feels like you're right. It could be a bait and switch. There could be something to that whole storyline. With that said, it could be like a bait and switch, because a lot of people know that he does die pretty quickly and often in most of the stories. But I do, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that he has like a bigger role in sort of like the newer Mortal Kombats, but I haven't really played those, so I'm not entirely sure where he's at. And I do know that he does actually have a power set
I know. Kind of
But
has,
it will also be weird. Yeah, but I was gonna say it would be weird if that's like the way they go, as far as like him gaining his power set, because that was essentially the first movie. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be now it's Johnny Cage. You know what I mean? Yeah, hadn't thought about that, but it does make a ton of sense. I will say that would be pretty lame to like plaster him all over the place and then just kill him off. But
that's literally what it would be like Chris Brown in Stomp the Yard.
Yeah, Stomp the Yard. Yeah.
I was like, he did, bro.
I was only gonna say, with that said, though, I feel like, I mean, as far as like an action movie, like, which is what the first one was, and which I thoroughly enjoyed about the first one. If he's in it, if he's not in it, if they kill him, if it's a bait and switch, I'm okay with it, because honestly, like, my favorite parts of the movie were just the action stuff. Like, I don't know how you felt. I don't know how most people felt, but my entire inkling was like, I thought the action was just pure badassery. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, especially with Hiroyuki, like, I thought the take on his character was really cool. I thought, and then having that in there was super dope. So
Sub-Zero,
to me, I mean, especially because he's going to be fighting like Smoke, or is it Smoke?
Well, I was going to go through the character posters, but continue.
Got you. Yeah. But all things told, like, I feel like there's a way that they can navigate if they do kill him and still make it a really cool movie. Because even the guy who played Liu Kang in the last movie, like, I thought he was fantastic in that very, very particular role. I thought it was also cool that they did change it so he wasn't the main, and he was just kind of like the super powerful Shaolin monk dude that was, you know what I mean? So would love for that to be a route they go if they do go that route.
Right on. So I'm going to just run down at least the character posters that they released. Obviously, we have Johnny Cage. We have Jade. We have Scorpion. We have Jax, Sonya Blade, Sindel, Shang Tsung, Raiden, Kung Lao, which is interesting because he died. So I'm wondering how the character poster does look a little wonky. Like, maybe he's brought back from the dead, because his face looks a little distorted in a sense if you end up seeing the character poster somewhere. So maybe that's the Nether Realm has his soul or something, and he just comes back. Who knows? Kitana.
A pretty lame thing to do, but yeah.
Yeah. Bihan, which is Sub-Zero. Baraka, which we were just mentioning earlier. He looked pretty dope in the trailer as well.
Yeah, I agree.
And so far, those are the main ones. I do believe, if I read correctly, the one that Scorpion is fighting is Noob Saibot.
Oh, Noob Saibot. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because and there's also, this didn't show me all the posters, because I remember Shao Kahn was in the trailer. I feel like there was another. Oh yeah, this definitely doesn't have all the posters. I don't know what happened. Because it also there was a poster for Cole, there was a poster for Liu Kang. So I know that there's a lot more. Kano's obviously in the movie as well. So this is going to be something very interesting to see. I'm definitely excited for the next sequel of it. I'm hoping that it
die too.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I swear Sonya killed him. Yeah. He's definitely alive and well in this one, so.
Yeah, plot armor. Who knows?
I guess so. Maybe they're all just alive somewhere else. That's weird. It's the Matrix, so if you die in there, you don't actually die in the other one.
Or it's just the sequel game.
Yeah.
But that'll do it for our trailer reviews, and that will do it for our segment of post credits this week. Thank you all for joining us. Keone, any last words to share with the crowd?
Lots of things coming out. Super excited about it all.
A lot of video games.
Go see Fantastic Four. I don't know. It's fun. It's funny because I feel like it's a good time to be a 90s kid. You know what I mean? We're getting a lot of the fun things for us, particularly.
Shout out millennials.
Also really excited to see the next season of The Terminal List. Really loved the first season, so excited to see that next one when it comes out.
Right on. Well, as always, thank you all for making us a part of your day. We enjoyed having you be a part of ours. From all of us here at Poi N Soy, we're about to love.
Bang, bang.